this very much speech for this event. I owe him something. However, I want him to be the encore of this wonderful spookathon. I'd like to introduce to you David Schultz. He will be doing Project 11, the entertaining speech, with his speech titled, The Backbreaker of Summitt County.
Yes, the pressure to give a speech is very real. A few years ago, maybe more years than I care to admit, I had the great privilege to serve as the camp counselor at Camp Evergreen. And I was the counselor in the blue cabin. And the boys that I had in the blue cabin were a great bunch of boys. There wasn't a whiner or a brat or a bully in the group. I really liked these boys, and I knew I needed to level with them. So I called them all together one night. This was just before the archery tournament, which was the next day. And I said, guys, I need to level with you. I've got something to tell you. And so I began to tell them about what took place 10 years ago at Camp Evergreen and in Summitt County where Camp Evergreen was. You see, the good people of Summitt County woke up one spring morning to discover that all the squirrels and chipmunks in the area were dead.
Oh.
Yes, that's exactly how they got it. Well, they didn't know what was going on, so they did what good people do when they find something mysterious. They call in experts. So the experts came and collected specimens of squirrels and chipmunks, took them into the labs, and they did all the tests that they do. You know, they checked for hantavirus, rabies, Ebola, you name it. They checked for it. But they could not find anything that was wrong with these squirrels that would indicate why they would die, why they would all be dead, except for the fact that all their backs were broken. Oh. So this puzzled everyone. But being in a rural location, and this community also, being close to the mountains and woods, they relied on the tourism trade to keep the economy alive. So they needed the weekend visitors to come and buy fishing gear and eat at the Frosty Freeze and everything that was there. So they did all they could to keep this hush-hush. Well, that summer, Camp Evergreen was in session, and there was this boy who was attending Camp Evergreen, a shy 10-year-old boy who was getting ridiculed and hammered by all the other boys at the camp, simply because he always chose to wear a red bandana. He wore this red bandana everywhere. He went swimming with the red bandana on. He took showers with the red bandana on. He always had that red bandana. And so they ridiculed him every chance that they could, as young boys do. Well, they didn't know that the boy wore this red bandana in honor of his dog, Jethro, who had just passed away that spring. They don't care about those kinds of things, so they continued to ridicule. Well, on the day that the archery